Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's installment of the Bama Factor with Alex Taylor. As always, I'm your host, Alex Taylor, and we got a lot to unpack this week. Just going to address the elephant in the room. Tough week last week. Alabama loses on the road at Tennessee, 24-17. Not what we as Alabama fans wanted. Had a lot of opportunities to win the game. The defense really stepped up, in my opinion. They forced 3 turnovers. They were getting off the field. They were attacking the ball very well, tackling well, took a lot better angles. But in the end, could not hold up because of the lack of offense. It's very hard when the offense is not going and not converting the turnovers into points. I hate it for the team overall, and we're at a point of soul searching, and we're at a point of you got to dig deep. And, your season's on the line here. With the expanded playoff, it makes it possible, but the Crimson Tide do drop from 7th to 15th with this loss, and they got a pesky Missouri team coming in this week. You got to do some soul searching. But the first thing that I want to address, and I think is the even bigger elephant in the room, is just the reaction and the attitude and the way our fan base has acted. Our fan base is probably one of the most spoiled fan bases, and we got spoiled by Saban, and it's no question there. We got entitled to becoming, winning the title every year, or at least being in contention for it each year. And don't get me wrong, that's still the standard, and I'm not saying that shouldn't be the standard. That is the standard and should be for every team in America. But we got so accustomed to winning all the time and beating people into the ground that when close games happen or when losses happen, our fan base doesn't know how to take it. And the majority of these people who are jumping ship, who are calling for Kalen DeBoer to be fired, calling for Jalen Milroe to be benched and says can't wait for him to leave. I mean, you people are spoiled and entitled, and you're saying this is just the worst thing, and just the program's in the dumps. I mean, we're 5-2. Okay, I expected 2 losses this year. I mean, you guys need to chill out and just take a step back and just really read what you post in here. And, for all the people like Paul Feinbaum, I don't give a rat's butt what Paul Feinbaum thinks. I don't care what he thinks. I don't pay attention to him anymore. I don't listen to him anymore. I don't even give him the time of day because you lose one game with him, and the whole dynasty is dead talk comes up, but then you win a game. Oh, I never doubted Alabama. No, guy never played a down of football in his life. Guy doesn't, in my opinion, know football. Guy's just a pot stirrer who just likes to feed off of other people like who actually know football, like a Marcus Spears and a Booger McFarland and a Tim Tebow. I don't like Paul Feinbaum, but that's another rant. But to our fans, if you don't have anything encouraging for this team, are you frustrated? Yes. Do you have a right to be frustrated? Yes. Am I frustrated? Yes. Do I have a right to be frustrated? Yes. I'm frustrated with the lack of, execution that our offense played with against Tennessee. I'm frustrated for our defense, who, in my opinion, did their job. I'm frustrated for, many different reasons. All the penalties. I'm frustrated because of, the unsportsmanlike conduct that Kendrick Law got. And, yes, it is undisciplined. And, yes, we have things to correct. But this is a transition to a brand new coaching staff, to a brand new culture, to a brand new scheme on each side of the ball. Brand new coaches. Lost 40 players to the NFL and to the portal. There's going to be growing pains. All right, and you've got to understand that. It's not going to be just, we're going 16 or 17 and 0. All right? These take time. It took time with Saban. And we gave him a chance, and he turned out pretty good. Give this guy the same one, and even Saban has spoken on that. So to all of our spoiled and entitled fans, I can't stand y'all, all right? And if you want to go cheer on another team, please go cheer on another team. Go cheer on Auburn right now, who's 2-5, who sucks, who absolutely just sucks, who their program is actually a dumpster fire, and Hugh Freeze is not going to make it, all right? Whose quarterback is literally the worst thing I have ever seen, all right? And I watched Brody Crowell play football, okay? And nothing against Brody, but look at Florida State right now. Look at the state of their program. Look at their head coach, who we almost got. Aren't you glad we didn't get him? So I'm just saying, realize how good we still have it. Are we hitting a little rough patch? Yeah. Have we not played our best ball the last 3 weeks? Yes. But be behind this team. Be behind the staff. Encourage them. I'm rocking with him. Either way, to all you spoiled and entitled fans, if you don't want to cheer on this team, then please go cheer on another one because we don't need you. All you selling your tickets for the rest of the games this season, yeah, sell them to people who want them. I guarantee you there's a kid out there who's dying to go to an Alabama game. Anyway, off of my soapbox on that. The next thing I want to address is Tyler Booker. This week in practice, I've heard nothing but good things about him. The fire and the passion that he's had, really getting on guys, grilling guys for, if they don't do anything right, if they make a mistake, if there's no effort or anything like that, he's just grilling guys. And he's saying, if you don't want to be here, get out. That's the leadership that we need. That's the soul searching that it comes to. And, you can be a captain and be a good leader and, lead by example, but then it comes down and then it comes a time where you got to crack down on people and where you got to show some tough love and where you've got to be that leader that, is going to choose somebody out and hold them accountable. And I think that's what Tyler Booker is doing. I think that's what a lot of other people have done. I think a lot of people on this team are pissed off. I think a lot of players on this team are tired of losing. I think, and only they can change that, and they understand that. And I think they got to get everybody else on board as well. This is a whole new era of college football with some of these other athletes, and that's what they got to learn. So I'm super excited about what Tyler Booker has been just getting all over people, but we need that talk to translate to the field, and we need it to translate Saturday with the physicality and the execution and just the discipline. And I was glad to hear C.J. Dupree saying, back to the little things, tucking in the shirts, everything that, kind of fell, in that situation. Tucking your shirts, it's so simple, but yet it makes you disciplined. All right. Third thing I want to talk about, and guys, just for full disclosure, this will be a very quick episode. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but now Brayson Hubbard's time has come. This is a guy I'm super excited about in the secondary. Keon Sabb played the Tennessee game with a broken foot. First of all, I commend him for playing how he played, and just what a absolute stud of playing with a broken foot. But now Keon Sabb is going to be out for some time, so Brayson Hubbard, who got some really good action last week against Tennessee, made a couple key plays, is going to get his time to shine and start in the place of Keon Sabb. Keon Sabb, great player, but Brayson Hubbard now getting his time. Redshirt freshman. This kid can play ball. If you watch him at Ocean Springs, great quarterback, but this kid can fly around, very instinctive, hard hitter, good tackler. So I'm excited about Brayson Hubbard. So look for him this Saturday, number 18 at the strong safety position. And the last thing I want to talk about just before, the keys to win this Saturday is, Jalen Milroe. Jalen's had a rough couple of 3 weeks. It's been hard for him. I know, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, if he's hurt. I think he is a little banged up with his hip. But I think Jalen just needs to go out there and play free, just like he did against Georgia. He needs to just go play free. He needs to be Jalen Milroe. He needs to do what he does best. He needs to check down. He needs to have confidence in his throws, confidence in his receivers, spread the ball around, and he needs to take off and run the ball. And also, with running the ball, we need to establish a good running game. We need to establish a consistent running game with Jam and Justice. We have two of the best backs in the SEC. These guys can flat out run the rock. They're strong. They're powerful. They have shifty moves. They have good breakaway speed. We have a good offensive line who run blocks very well, I might add. We've got to get our playmakers the ball and establish a dominant run game and wear teams down when we have the opportunity. But Jalen, he's just got to get his confidence back. This is a game where you can do that. You're back in front of your home fans. It's homecoming. You have a week off after this. You have the opportunity now where you're back against the wall to really show the world, hey, I may be down, but I'm not out. All right. And we as the fans need to rally behind him. Now, look, I'll admit, if he struggles in the first half this upcoming Saturday, if he struggles even in the slightest, I think you need to see a change. I do. I think you need to see a change. And that's all there is to it. But we need to support this guy. We need to support him. All right, because without him, there's a lot of things we don't have right now, and y'all need to understand that. All right, So I'm going to be rocking behind him. I'm not going to publicly bash him. Can I be frustrated with some of the things he does? Sure. But I'm not going to publicly bash him. I'm going to be behind him. And I commend Kalen DeBoer and the staff for protecting him like they should. And if you think that they're wrong for that, well, then look at what Hugh Freeze does to his players. So that's all I'm going to say. The keys to win this Saturday, the only thing I got to say is just be disciplined. Execute and be disciplined. That's all you got to do. Execute and be disciplined. If we can clean up the penalties and we can execute, we have the talent to do so. And talent will take us there. We got to do the little things. And that's it. Missouri's coming to town. Brady Cook is doubtful. Nate Noel is out. They have 14 players on the injury report who are out. You got to take an opportunity here. Luther Burden is a very good wide receiver, but you got to contain him. You got to get off the field on third down. And as the offense, we just need to just play one down at a time. Don't try to do too much. You ain't got to take the top off. You ain't got to force the ball to Ryan Williams 20 times a game. Just play ball. Do what you do. Dominate every single play. That's all you got to do. Homecoming should be a great weekend. I will be there, and I will be in full support, and I will be screaming my head off. But, guys, we got to rally around this team. We got to rally around them. Guys, I thank you so much for joining tonight. Short episode, but still a lot to unpack in there. Hope you guys have a great college football weekend. Good night. God bless. Roll Tide.